Let's dive into the pick'em contest on No House Advantage, where we can hit for $5,000 on this Monday night NBA slate. Pete McCarthy here for Stokastic DFS. Hey, give us a like, subscribe, keep up with all of our shows. We've got DFS offers, we've got giveaways. You can hit the Stokastic Hall of Fame, all of that fun stuff. And then once you do subscribe, hit that notification button. That's going to give you alerts when our shows go live. Remember, we're available in podcast form as well on your platform of choice. So, No House Advantage on an 8-game slate, $5,000 to first place. It starts up at 7:30 in that NBA 10K Slam Dunk. That's going to be the big contest. You also have the $5 entry in the finger roll. We often see a lot of overlay at No House Advantage. The NFL contest yesterday, I'm not sure it made it to halfway full. There was a ton of overlay. If you were on top of it yesterday, definitely be something to keep in mind and stay up on ahead of the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. But as far as NBA goes, we certainly have a shot at getting some overlay tonight. So I always like to check in about half an hour before you're going to have the slate start up and just see what's going on in there, and that'll determine how many entries I'm going to put in on a given day. But let's get a couple of picks for you here. We're going to start with a few members of the Detroit Pistons who find themselves outside of the starting lineup. So this will be one of those things we want to keep an eye on throughout the night. We can make changes to our lineup even after 7:30 Eastern time. So if the Pistons lineup comes out and all of a sudden Killian Hayes is in the starting lineup, this might be one that you want to drop. Not what I'm expecting, though. Hayes has been coming off the bench the last couple of games. Actually saw his minutes reduced to just 20 minutes on Saturday against Houston. Only played 25 minutes on Thursday. He did have a decent game there, though. But look, we're looking at 25 points plus rebounds plus assists. And that's a fair number if Killian Hayes is playing his normal allotment of starters minutes. That does not seem to be the case right now for the Detroit Pistons. So our projections have Hayes at under 18 points plus rebounds plus assists. 86% chance of getting the under here. It's a pretty easy one to get to just because Hayes at this moment doesn't seem to have the opportunity to get the minutes necessary to get to that 26 points plus rebounds plus assists. So, this is something we're always looking for at No House Advantage. They put up these pick'em numbers early in the day. Oftentimes they go back to the last 5 to 10 games, it seems like. And if a player's role changes, you're going to have some numbers that are skewed. Take advantage of those. Those are the ones that you load up in the 10 to 5 spots. And then if you want to get a little cute and contrarian in those bottom 4 spots, you can. We're trying to get to 55 points. We're trying not to split with everybody in the pool. So there is some room to being contrarian, but you got to hit the easy ones first. This looks like an easy mark for Killian Hayes, under 25.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. Now, Isaiah Stewart, his teammate, basically in the same boat. Actually, the exact same number at 25.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. We have an almost identical projection for Stewart at under 18 of those. And Stewart also has spent the last 2 games coming off the bench, played 23 minutes on Saturday, 20 minutes on Thursday. So that's a pretty significant reduction for Stewart as well. Same story, can tell you all the same things I told you about Hayes. Stewart, too, you could look at the last time that he reached at least 26 points plus rebounds plus assists. It was on January 8th. He needed 35 minutes on the floor to do it. There's just not that path unless somebody's getting in a ton of foul trouble or Stewart is surprisingly in the starting lineup later tonight for him to get the opportunity to reach 26 points plus rebounds plus assists. So look, so much of this is just dependent on a player's role. Know what that role is. Know that these guys are going to be coming off the bench more than likely tonight, and hit the under on the biggest number possible, these points plus rebounds plus assists. No House Advantage, if you have not played there before, sign up right now. You can use the link below. They have a $100 first match deposit bonus. So you sign up, you put in $100. No House Advantage will give you another $100 to play with. There are 2 ways to play. My favorite is the Pick'em contest because you can hit for the big number. I like beating other people and feeling superior. That's a big thing for me. So I love getting into these pick'em contests. I also like that there's often a lot of overlay in these contests, which helps out your odds of trying to take home more money than you're putting in, which is right the point of this whole thing. You can also play versus the house. One thing that's cool about No House Advantage, 20 times your entry fee if you're able to hit 5 out of 5 if you play versus the house. Now, the lines are pretty tight over there. You don't have the 86% chance of this thing coming in or not. Based on our free projections at Stokastic.com, it's going to be a lot closer to, say, 60%. But if you can hit all 5, that's a big number to be able to hit for 20 times your entry fee. So check that out. And if you love NHL or some other sports out there, obviously Super Bowl in a couple of weeks, you can mix those in along the way as well. And don't forget, we have free projections for you, as I mentioned, at Stokastic.com for No House Advantage. Super simple. You go to Stokastic.com, NBA, free tools and data, No House Advantage, and boom, it's going to lay it out for you for the versus the house. Also for the Pick'em contest, we make it so easy for you. We even have optimal lineups over there, so you could copy, paste, and mass enter contests at No House Advantage. Something you can look to do, especially if, say, you see a lot of overlay and you're, 5 minutes until the contest locks. You want to get a bunch of lineups in there, take advantage of it. That is a really easy way to do it. All right, some more picks for you. Let's look at a couple of Warriors here. Jordan Poole, 15.5 points. I think we get over on that. Our projections certainly think so, having him at about 21 points. I will note with Poole, he only scored 9 points on Friday against Toronto in 24 minutes. He obviously had the shot that he took that Steph Curry didn't like, and Curry threw his mouth guard, got tossed from that game. And Poole's minutes were down a little bit that last game. A little unsure what to make of all that, but I will look at the projections here, and for Poole, he's consistently been able to get to at least 16 points. He'd done it in his previous 5 games. Obviously, scoring's down a little bit since Steph Curry came back, but not to the degree that we can't get him to 16 points tonight. So Poole is one that I'm certainly looking at here and liking. His teammate, I always love this one, Klay Thompson, 2.5 3-pointers. We have him close to 4, 73% chance of getting the over here. Thompson, he's had 11 triples over his last 2 games. So if you believe in the hot hand, he's got that. I'll look at the opportunity, and that's what I like to see. He's hoisting up a lot of shots from 3 when you're able to do that, and that's a plus. And if you just look at what Klay Thompson has done over the course of the season, he's hit at least 3 triples in 73% of his games played. So we have him at a 73% chance of hitting the over tonight. Seems right on the mark, right? When you look at all that, but this is something Klay is able to do far more often than not. So one that we could certainly get in the mix tonight. Another tool that you could use in order to help you out, whether you're playing No House Advantage or playing against the actual sports books, utilize Odds Shopper. And it's going to give you the lines at a host of different sports books. You can find where the line is the best, where you have the best odds. It'll do the shopping for you, and you'll have immediate access to where you can get the best number. It's one thing to be right. You want to get paid out the most possible when you are right. We also have a parlay builder that will tell you, hey, is this a good deal or is it not a good deal? There's so many tools to utilize at Odds Shopper. For No House Advantage, I just like to see what the sports books are thinking, and if it's different than No House Advantage, especially versus the house. Sometimes you see, a couple of points difference on these lines, or you see a ton of juice on one end of the line, and it's, obviously with No House Advantage, you're just looking to be right. It doesn't matter about juice. So something to certainly check out and utilize over at Odds Shopper. One more for you. Looking at Pascal Siakam. I like Siakam. It's just a monster number tonight. 45.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. We've got him at 37. He hasn't reached it in the last 4 games. He needed 43 minutes and 14 of 23 shooting when he last did it against Boston back on January 21st. So, not hating on Siakam, just 77% chance of the under here because it is a big number at 45.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. We'll look to get under on that. If you're also playing DFS, be sure to check out our lineup generator at Stokastic.com. Now, this is not free. This is included when you sign up for our DFS packages, but it's going to give you simulated lineups for NBA. We had a big winner last week on DraftKings using our lineup generator. So it's had some success. Obviously, the NFL contest this past weekend, I utilized it for some showdown contests, and I had some success with that. So definitely play around with the lineup generator and utilize that. Lots of new features and tools with it. You can lock in any player you like. If you have a great feel or see great value on a certain player, you can make sure he is in all of your lineups. Number of different things you can do to tweak it. And again, that is included when you sign up for DFS packages over at Stokastic.com. Good luck tonight.